Alright, here's the set for River Hill Ghost Patrol. This is just my garage, but I'm going to clean it up a little bit, and start dressing it up to look a little more like we are summoning ghosts inside a haunted building, instead of just sitting on the floor of my garage. I'm realizing now that the set needs to be cleared out a little bit, since the bikes, the chairs on the wall don't really match the vibe I'm going for. And also that I should maybe get something to cover these windows up here. There's a lot of light coming in, a lot of light that is going to be pretty unhelpful since it's supposed to be a night location and I want the scene to be dark. So I believe I'll have to grab some cardboard or paper bags from inside and start clearing out the set. Goodbye, bicycle. It's a little hard to tell, but I'm actually just moving the bikes to a different corner of the room, which might come back to haunt me later, no pun intended, but it's a lot easier than taking them outside or into another part of the house. And we are almost ready, as long as I find a way to darken up the set. So let's get to that. This lighting thing is turning out to be a little more of a hiccup than initially thought, which is why I have that ladder that I moved earlier and all that cardboard, and also 2 rolls of duct tape. So let's start time lapsing this too. I really should have done this last night. Window. I think that's a pretty good job. Now we just need a lot more cardboard and a lot more duct tape. Alright, so we're gearing up to actually start filming, but before we do that, let's assemble the second of the GVM lights, because it turns out the candles and one light isn't quite enough, so I'm breaking up the second one. So back to some lighting design. I know it's hard to see here, but Phoenix is wearing all black today. So because of that, while a key and a fill are usually pretty far away from each other for dramatic purposes, and this is the most dramatic part of the scene, I still have to have a key right here on him. A little indirect, of course, otherwise that wouldn't look as good. And the fill points almost right at him in order for us to actually see his face. All right, just a quick bit on the sound design here. This is a shop vac. It's supposed to be some sort of ghost hunting machine thing, but no, it's just a shop vac. The sound effects used for it are just...
microwave.
Woo! It's just sound effects of a microwave. This might be changed in post, but for production, it works. So welcome to the Creative Critical Reflection. Sure, I've already said that in the other clips from filming day, but tonight, it's just editing. So today for video, I'll be using Canon DSLR outfitted with a standard kit lens, which is a 35 to 55. It allows for, it's a zoom lens, which is good, but it allows for like a pretty standard depth of field. I do have inside my house a, I believe it's a 24mm lens that will allow for more wide depth of field that I will use if necessary, but I really don't think I'll need it. For the audio situation, it's a little more complicated since I'm using 2 sources. I have this on-camera Rode mic, charged and ready to go on the camera, a Tascam, especially with the boom mic setup. Here's the boom pole. The boom mic is right here. Since I don't have a second person, I have to rig that myself and find a way for it to stay above the set, but I don't think that'll be too much of a problem if I just grab a chair or something. And of course, a tripod, not unlike the one my phone is mounted on now. And here is 2 GVM lights, which I'm using because while you can choose to light a scene entirely by candlelight, that is something for the likes of Stanley Kubrick and not me, especially because that scene had like 40 something candles and I have 8. So here's Premiere Pro. Here's all the little video icons for every single clip I took that I imported. Here's the timeline with all the audio, video, music track on it. Some of the fun stuff about timelines is that you can add these little markers. I use these to sync up a lot of J cuts and L cuts. You can adjust the audio gain, which is useful if you're filming from a little wider and your on-camera mic didn't pick things up so well. Here's the music track. Got enough free music archive. You can also add graphics, color grading, that sort of thing. But since I already did color grading inside the camera, I shouldn't really need that. So my actors are running through these lines, and here's a GVM light that I've been using. There's 2 dials on the back, one to change the color. This is the blue light that I use for Cabinet Man, and one for intensity. This is a lot more similar to the candles I'm using. The light I'm using is my only light for now, and it's way too harsh, so I'm gonna cover it with a towel and see if that does anything. Looks a lot softer now, a lot more natural. I mean, not from here, but in general. All my actors, here's how it looks without the towel and with it. So I think I might keep this on, tape it on with something, and find a way to get more light. So my production skills have been developing a lot over the course of the year, especially with the slow pan up at the beginning, which I am going to mute because I don't want to hear Phoenix speaking Latin really fast tonight. There's more variety in my shots, especially as I go to these angles over here. This one I actually got by standing on top of the 6-foot ladder that I left out from covering up those windows with cardboard, and actually led to some really nice shots. There's also a part with sound editing. That's more obvious when you look at the actual timeline. And I actually used a cue noise on set. It was just an actual microwave noise that we found online, so I did have to find something better because my actors wouldn't stop laughing, which was a problem that I had a weird amount of times, but other than that, my production and directing skills are actually feeling pretty good. These 2 minutes of film would have taken me probably 6 hours at the beginning of the year, but this only took me like 2 or 3 hours to do, and I'm really glad.
Is there anything production-wise that you're really proud of? Like one particular prop, set piece, costume, etc.?
The costumes were all our actors. Phoenix's costume was pretty good for the fact that I had to make a lot of last-minute changes. However, I'm really proud of the setup of all the non-set pieces. Although the set was really impressive, it's something that I had in the works for a really long time, especially all the different like scented candles and stuff. Like that's something that has been in my draft since October. But the setup itself, like doing it in my garage, moving around the lights so that we always had enough light on the actors, which was a big issue with Phoenix because he was wearing all black, as well as any actors who were wearing darker colors. And also, there was a boom mic and a duct tape sling suspended over the whole set. Never mind, I lost all of that audio. It's okay because I had 2 sources. And the other one actually turned out really good. But overall, I'm just gonna say that I just really kind of enjoy doing these tight little setups with just a bunch of actors in one room. I've done it before when working with Julia on Deluded Paranormal. All the scenes I were in just took place in one bedroom, 4 actors and a couple other people. And it was just fun, like watching the blocking of that. I think I've written before about a shot in her film that has a lot of movement in it, and I tried to incorporate similar things in mine.
So, what inspired you to make River Hill Ghost Patrol so diverse?
Those are just kind of the actors I had available. It felt natural to me. K is based off my friend G, who is Filipino and non-binary, so the character started as Filipino and non-binary. I did not have a Filipino actor, but that is because I had to sub that guy in last minute, like day before.
So, your diversity comes from the diversity of your actors. How did you base the characters off of your actors, or did you just already have actors picked?
I think it came from the idea that, Terry is an old character that my co-writer had, and Paz is very much based off him. And I thought that reminds me of our friend Nathaniel, and I think Nathaniel will be interested in acting in this, so that's how we just built the character off that. As for Kay, the goth one, we just decided that someone should have knowledge of the occult, and as a goth person who doesn't look that goth because it's 11 p.m. and I'm in my bedroom, I kind of just wanted a goth person to be with the crew because it would be fun.
Are any of your actors, do they have previous acting experience? Are they semi-professional or looking to be professional?
Quay Dunn, the actor for Jackson in this, he actually is a really good actor in theater. I've seen him live, he's really great to see on stage, and this is just something about like his voice, his inflection that just felt really right for the character. He was awesome despite never having worked with the other two before. Phoenix, Kay's substitute actor, who also did really well, he has acted, but only with like me and my friends in our short films, never on anything else. Nathaniel has never acted. This was his first time, but he didn't have to do much acting because the character's basically just him.
Can you tell us a little bit about your production assistant right there?
This is Cinnamon Roll. He's my production assistant because my original production assistant was at school. She's also behind the camera. Say hi.
Me? I'm South Asian, diversity win.
Some key part distribution is film festivals. Here is filmfreeway.com. I have an account, and if this were a real film, it would be distributed starting at film festivals with a shorter version, and then moving on to a long one. Is this the exact path of Whiplash? Yes. Have I seen Whiplash? No. But I know that it is an option to start at these kind of events. Although they did start at Sundance, and they also had J.K. Simmons. Assuming this were a real media text with some big names involved, I think a film festival would start here, mostly because of the really specific audience of this. I wouldn't really want a big director or big studio picking this up. I feel like it would kind of ruin the integrity, which sounds weird and pretentious, but I'm onto something here.